Hello everyone, it's Frosty Al Playz here. We're back for another stream. How is everyone doing today? Outside up, outside up, me. Hi, Mom. I'm only messing with you and you know it. I said I'm only messing with you and you know it. Oh, shit. Let me mute my stream first before I start talking. You're in an earbud. I said let me mute my shit first. Yeah, I just muted my stream so no one can hear me. I'm just fucking done. With the what? No, that's gotten better. She's actually talking about getting me a puppy currently. I've been trying to get her to let me get a dog for almost a year now. Because of my mental health. She said she's thinking about it because, she got me this about 2 months ago saying, well, we could just get you a little critter as a pet. I was like, well, I like that idea. She said the only reason that she hasn't so far is because she's still thinking about possibly letting me get a puppy. Yeah, and I have horrible mental health problems, and you know that. Oh, and there is something that you'll like. Because you remember how I was in the One Punch world before we got off that game last night? The next world was the One Piece world. Yeah. See, I have Roro, Zoro, and Luffy. Oh, there's at least another 10 worlds. Bleach is in there too. It's farther along. And then Oh, there's also JoJo's Bizarre Adventures farther on in. Oh, I love JoJo. Some people just think the older animes ain't better when they really are. Yeah. I swear, by the time we meet up in person, I'm gonna have a beard down to here again. I already do look old. I got wrinkles all over my face. No, you don't have your camera on, so I can't see you flipping me off. Yes, they can see me flipping you off. I don't care. They can be flipped off too. Which I just proceeded to do. No. Just me. No, it wouldn't have mattered either way. Yeah, I'm in the One Piece world currently. Yeah. Like me and you. I love anime. I used to draw it. I worked on creating my own manga at one point in time. Yeah. But no, the thing that got me so upset was Miker. Oh, let's see, he called my grandma a fucking retarded ass dumb bitch and quite a few other things. So my grandma's done so much to help him and all that too. Yeah. Because she doesn't vote for Trump. She doesn't vote for anyone. She's one of the people that's like, no, I don't care about any of that. As long as they don't kill us, I don't care. I'm a legal citizen. I can vote. I plan on voting. But I'm not gonna. The past 5 elections were shit. Ever since JFK, it was shit. Hey, I was gonna say, but hey, they tried killing Trump too, so that means he's technically a good president because they did try killing him. Yeah. Well, Cotton. When you think about it, when the dude pulled that trigger, it was aiming for his head. He just barely turned his head just enough to where it clipped his ear. Otherwise, it would have killed him. I would too, to be honest, because that'd be fucking awesome. Oh, Mike tried going and starting off the conversation as a conversation starter. No, that's not a conversation starter. That's an argument starter. You never bring politics into conversation like, yeah. And he was doing it just for shits and giggles. And I told him, dude, stop. 3 times. And after the second time is when I was starting to get pissed. And you know, I don't get pissed super easily. It takes quite a bit to piss me off. It was on PlayStation call. Yeah. Both. Good. He asked, "Is your grandma gonna vote?" I said, "No, she's not gonna vote. Because she doesn't care about it as long as we don't get massacred." Which is reasonably fair, is it not? Oh yeah, I agree 100%. Don't get me wrong. It's just on the down low, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's her choice, not his. Just like who I vote for. It's no one's choice but mine. Am I wrong? I don't like people that choose a random person to vote for. It's just stupid. Schwarzenegger. I like Arnold. Well, the thing is, he's not a legal U.S. resident. He came from Germany. Yes, he did. And it was highly illegal. He should be in prison right now for falsifying documents. Because even his own brother came out and said that he wasn't born in the U.S. So, Obama should be in prison. But no, he's the first black president. And so should Biden. He has 4 different cases listed against him for little kids. Biden does. That doesn't include the stuff against Hunter and how he brought coke into the White House. Yeah. Not to mention, the only reason he dropped out of the election is because he didn't want to go through the thing that says that he only has the mental capacity of a 10-year-old. Almost definitely, and they're still going to lose by a landslide because of Kamala Harris. I guarantee it. Dude, I don't trust Kamala Harris. She's just another Joe Biden crony. Yeah, and they seen Kamala Harris as president, as vice president when Biden was in. And Kamala Harris didn't do shit to fix anything. And she's not going to do shit when she gets put into office either. She didn't do as much as she could. And what she did do didn't help. At least not in states like Michigan, Minnesota, and Texas.
Okay, but you can't expect them to just help specific states out.
No, she helped almost every other state except for those 3 specifically.
Like, if she really was helping people out, like, come on, like, we are, like...
And you know who did help Michigan, Minnesota, and Texas? Trump did.
Of course, he's white.
And again, Michigan, Minnesota, and Texas are all mainly white until the whole illegal alien thing. Not trying to be racist. Kamala Harris is the one that's letting them all in without getting IDs and all that. So they're coming in as illegal immigrants.
So when it comes to illegal immigrants, that's a hard topic for me because when my parents came here, they came as illegal
Yeah,
immigrants.
that's why I'm trying not to be super harsh about it. But
Yeah.
they're destroying our area in Michigan where I live. Like, our streets are so crowded and so destroyed now in the past 4 months that we can barely fucking drive.
Yeah, but you have to see. I don't know how. Look, I see both sides. I see the American side, and I see the Hispanic or the immigrants from different countries, because it's not just Hispanic. I see both sides. I used to go to Mexico every year until I was 16, and we would be there for like 3 weeks at a time. It wasn't like fast. It was like 3 weeks at a time every year. I saw how people lived. I saw how things were. And I saw how like bad the government was. The first good government, like I mean, first good president they've ever had just finished his presidency, and he was actually he changed a lot. He made more jobs for them so they could stop crossing the border. But there's only so much a president can do. And
Trump was doing the same thing. He was making it to where they didn't have to cross illegally. He was making it to where they could cross legally easier.
yeah,
Over 40,000 Mexicans came across the border legally because of Trump's new policies that he put in when in office.
this is what y'all don't understand. The, there's no jobs.
Trump was making more jobs by putting in more factories around and putting in more areas for jobs to be built. He was making it easier to buy the land to do it and all that too.
But that's not the point. I'm talking about the Mexican side, the Hispanic side, the South Central America side, the Central American
I get
side.
what you're saying. I really do.
It's hard for you to make to get a job. It's hard for you to make $10 or $15. You see how difficult it is.
Yes, I know. That's why I'm saying I understand it. Hell, when Trump was in office, I made almost $5,000 more a year.
Really, because when Trump was in office, I paid more taxes, and I couldn't understand why. Living in
I
the
paid more
United
taxes
States,
with Biden in office, personally.
no, I think
I paid over 20% more than I did when Trump was in.
when we had any other candidate before Trump, I never paid taxes.
Okay, that's illegal, first off.
No, that's not illegal. I did my taxes. I just didn't pay because I fell under the bracket of you either broke even or we owe you $100. So congratulations. Then
Huh.
Trump came in, and when Trump came in, I owed like 3,000 here, 4,000 there, and I'm just like, where?
The most I owed when Trump was in office was about $500. When Biden was in office, I owed almost $4,000. That's my main problem.
I'm telling you,
But it could be because we're in different states, too.
not just different states. There's a lot of shit that goes into it. Because I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you drove BMW and I fucking own a home. Like, you know, the thing you do like fucking money. I'm like, nah.
I don't own a car. I used to own a motorcycle. And that's what I had to pay taxes on. That's really the only thing I had to back then. But
Weird, because California's not like that. Like, unless you're using your vehicle for work.
that's what it was pretty much, was a work vehicle. It took me to and from work.
I know, but like, okay, my friend lives in Arkansas, and before he does his taxes every year, he has to get his car audited or something like that.
Yeah.
And then he has to get an audit report and then take it to, like, put it in his taxes. In California, we don't have to do that.
I'll be back in a second. I need to use the bathroom. I'm sorry.
That's fine, go ahead.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I have a weak bladder.
Say this, so we can get off this dumb topic.
Ah, that was loud.
We're going to disagree on the candidates, but the one thing I do agree on this year is that both the candidates, I don't care who says, both the candidates are equal trash.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I agree on that, for sure. They're both trash. Just one's trashier than the other.
No, I think that people be trashing.
Yeah. But the other thing is, like, Kamala Harris is saying that Bidenomics is working. It's really not. Because the 4 years before Biden was put in office, milk was $1.30 a gallon here. It's almost $4 a gallon now with Biden being in. Isn't that horrible?
You should know, because I've been paying on forever, so it's not news to me.
Yeah, but that's horrible for around here, like. And plus, a lot of farmers are losing jobs around here now because of all this crap that's going on. Because they're making the taxes so high, and it's making it harder for them to take the crops to market because they're charging so much for gas. Our gas went from $1.50 a gallon to almost $6 a gallon here in Michigan.
You're telling me that that's been happening here for 7 years?
It only just started for us about 4.5 years ago, which is when Biden was first put into office.
Everything is so expensive here, so it doesn't surprise me when other states have it. I'm like, well, welcome to our world.
Yeah, but you guys are also a high-populated area, so that's to be expected. Michigan isn't a high-populated area. It's one of the smallest states in the entire U.S., just like Indiana. And Indiana's getting hit just as hard as us.
What's to be expected is high because we're California and we're a high population.
Yeah.
If the government, and I mean the government in California specifically, if they were running shit properly, we would be our own independent country. And it's been said time and time again.
They say the same for Texas. Hell, Texas even talked about just becoming their own country because they're so sick of the U.S. government.
Oh yeah, no, we can accomplish that way before Texas. We make more money than they do.
Just because you make more money doesn't mean you make more guns.
Oh, guns don't fucking matter when it comes to having a country.
Yes, it does actually, because how are you going to protect yourself from other countries invading?
I am sure we'll have a pact with somebody.
Because I guarantee Texas will come for the U.S. by itself. Because they're full of redneck, white trash people that are willing to fight for themselves. I even contemplated moving to Texas because of that. Me and my uncle talked about moving there together.
Texas just reminds me of a bunch of racist rednecks, if I'm being honest. It's a state that I'm very, 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 very happy never to visit in my life.
I used to live in Texas. I lived there for almost a year. Actually, it's really nice there. All the towns are super nice. It's just when you start talking trash about other races is when they get pissed off.
Okay.
It's like calling people a commie-ass bastard. They will get pissed at you for saying that.
Why are you guys so mad about immigrants coming into this country when you yourselves came into this fucking country over 2% teeth and murdered and killed the people for the land?
Actually, I'm Native American, so I technically wasn't.
Half Native American? 25% Native American?
Well, about 40.
My family and my ancestors are from here. California was part of Mexico. We've been in Mexico our entire lives.
Yeah.
I go, which I am home. What the fuck can you go home? Why didn't you get on your boat when you go home?
The thing is, more than half my family originated from the state of Michigan. I maybe have one or two ancestors that came from somewhere else, and that was Ireland, and then, I think it was Italy.
We're all Mexican. I mean, maybe now that, like, I have cousins that are older, maybe now the cousins, like, married into different races. I don't know. Now maybe the family's,
But Cotton,
you know,
don't get me wrong. I don't care that Mexicans are coming to the U.S. I just wish they do it legally. about 2 to 3 years.
Yes.
I'm not stupid, Cotton. I do my research.
For them, it's hard. It's like, how are you going to tell me that one of these days I'm saving money to do this, to do it legally, and I can just pay somebody like $6,000 and I'm there? And you know, a lot of them do come illegally, but a lot of them also become legal. Once they're here, they become legal, and once they become legal, they can get jobs and pay taxes
Yes.
and do all that shit.
But the thing is, in Michigan, they get to come, when they come here illegally and they get residented, they get 7 years no taxes, and whenever they add in a new family member that just came in and got legalized, it resets the timer on that. So...
Well, that seems like a Michigan state law problem.
No, it's the U.S. government thing, because they're doing it in all the states around us, too. Ohio, Indiana, and all of them. So it's a U.S. government problem. It's not a state problem.
I think it's a red state problem, because that doesn't happen in California. If you come here and you become legal, as soon as you get a job, you start paying taxes. You don't get 7 years excuse from not paying, you pay. And just because you have a new family member that comes and becomes legal, it doesn't mean like they get 7 years and then you get an additional 7 years. No, we don't have that shit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's dumb as hell. I think the entire U.S. government needs a reset, personally. Like, start it all from scratch.
There's a lot of problems, but look at the thing though. The thing that's true, and I can say this as somebody from a different race, and I know you are, but someone from like a different race that is a different race, is a completely different culture. Racism comes out when Trump is in power, and it is very, very scary. And not just for Mexicans or Hispanics, but like for the Asian people.
I understand that. 100%.
That's like the 4 years he was there was torture for a lot of different types of ethnicities. So
It was the same way with Biden in office. It was torture for a lot of different ethnicities with him in office, too.
But not with racism and being attacked and being burglarized and being raped and being killed because of the color of your skin. Not like that.
Trump was supporting the Second Amendment. You know what the Second Amendment's for? The right to bear arms. Biden's trying to get that right taken away from us. That's one of my big problems with him and Kamala Harris. They're trying to take away the right to bear arms. Also.
There's no fucking government out there that hasn't tried to take the arms away.
Oh, yeah.
They're
I know it.
Ones
but
do it, and they won't be the last ones to try and
but
do it.
Trump himself said, hell, I own at least 10 firearms myself. I'm not going to give up my guns. I'm not going to expect you to give up your guns. What other president has said that other than JFK?
Do you know why that law hasn't passed? You hear this every year. Every fucking year, there's a new government, a new agency, a new fucking president that's trying to take guns.
Fuck, there's something in my eye.
Your little kids. And it hasn't happened yet, and it's not going to happen now, because the one thing everyone, it doesn't matter what fucking party you're part of, the one thing everyone agrees on is, bitch, you ain't here if you're red, if you're blue, if you're dependent, whatever you are. That's the one thing we can all at least unite on. You're not taking our guns.
Oh, yeah, no. I had a cop ask me a year ago, if we were to mandate to take your guns, would you willingly give it up? I looked him down the eye. I said, would you arrest me if I didn't? He said, probably. I said, good. You'd be arresting me on a murder charge.
I would say no. I wouldn't give it up. So why? Are you going to give up your guns?
Because I know for a fact the cops won't. The government won't.
Exactly. Are we going to do it the British?
Like, are we going to do this the nice way, or are we going to do it the redneck way? Because if we do it the redneck way, there's going to be 6 dead cops on the front lawn.
That's the thing, no matter what political party you're from, that's the one thing they agree on.
Yeah, like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not in any political party personally. I just vote for the people that have the same thoughts and ideals as me. You know what I mean?
But you can't base it on that. You have to look at their history. You have to see what they did when they were council member and mayor and governor of their state. Have their history. And
yeah, I know.
If it gives. You know, a lot of people don't do that. They just go by the debates. Or they
Yeah.
just go by articles here, and that's how we end up with shit.
No, I did my research on Trump and Biden, and I really did. My views more aligned with Trump's than Biden's. That's why I'm on his side, personally. I do my research, Cotton.
My views didn't align with either of them, but when it came to racism, it definitely aligned with Biden. Because,
Yeah,
again,
like, I'm not saying that I 100% aligned with him. It just aligned more with him than not.
He's just a narcissist. He's just a big narcissist. It's not about actually taking care of the American people. It's about, I'm president, bow down to me. Look what I can do.
We need another JFK, if you ask me.
Yeah, but again, look at what happened to JFK.
Yeah, JFK was a great president. That's why they shot him in the head.
That's the problem. You go against the puppeteers.
Yeah, like, once we get a good president, they want to kill him. When we get a bad president, they want to protect him. It's stupid.
Exactly, because the bad president is working for the people that are paying the elections, the people who are on their side. That's who they're working for, technically. And the good president don't do that. The good presidents actually do what's right and what's wrong, and that's what the people don't mind.
Yeah.
Because then they lose money. It doesn't matter that you have $500 million in the bank and we have 10,000 homeless people in one corner of LA. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking like money from me. Fuck you.
Like, one thing I've decided is, like, if I ever become rich, that's one thing I want to do, is do my best to help the homeless. Because I nearly ended up homeless 3 different times in the last 6 years, personally.
Then you better come to LA. Do you know LA is literally considered the homeless capital of the world?
Yes, I did know that. My only problem, though, is I know people that are in LA that aren't worth the money. Like, I want to try helping people get out of drugs and get out of alcoholism and all that. Help them get back on their feet. But it's super hard to do that when people ain't willing to do that. Because I'm sure if they were willing to try, they'd be out of them habits and they'd be living their best life. You know what I mean?
Wait, we want to find out what started the habit.
A lot of the things that start those habits are usually divorce, heartbreak, and then family members dying. Those are the 3 main causes.
Yeah,
And then bullying.
Therapy, you gotta start with psychiatry. You gotta start with the right medication. You gotta start retraining them how to use a computer, make sure their reading level is.
Yep.
Like, there's a lot that goes into it, and the government doesn't fucking do it. It's ridiculous.
Like, if I ever have the money, I probably will come out to LA, yeah. But I'll be opening a mechanic shop and taking in a bunch of people as apprentices and getting them into doing that instead of drugs and all liquor and all of that other stuff.
You get people that know how to do that. Don't just get fucking random people that don't know how to do that, and then you end up with a bunch of fucked up cards.
Well, I want to train them and then help them get out of the bad habits while training them. Because that helped them more than not. And that'd get them into a stable job and a stable career. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, but you also have to watch over them as you're training, because again, we don't want a bunch of fucked up cars.
Yes, exactly. That's why I'd only be taking on 1 to 2 people at a time, unless I had other skilled mechanics with me. Which is still better than not. Because 1 to 2 people at a time, that's still taking people off the streets.
It takes patience to teach them, and it's cheaper to enroll them in a class, so when they come to you as an apprentice, they at least already know something.
Yeah. And a lot of mechanics will actually pay you to go to school and then come back as an apprentice. At least here in Michigan, that's how it is.
I know, more people are too vain, too selfish, too self-absorbed.
Yeah. Michigan is really good about their knowledge and all that, and getting people to go to school.
But it is a small state.
Well, our state has what, about 10 million people overall, give or take?
Okay, I think LA alone has like 30 million.
Yeah, like, it's a small state, yeah, it's also bigger than Indiana, and then Ohio. Well, actually, it's about the same size as Ohio, but you get what I'm saying. Michigan's a medium state. Indiana's a small state.
I don't even know where any of those states are on the map.
Indiana's right next to Michigan. Like, it's literally a 5-minute drive from where I live. Ohio's about a 4.5 hour drive. Like, it's 30 minutes outside of Detroit.
Yeah, no, I still don't know where it is.
Yeah.
On the map.
Like, Michigan's the mitt. Right here is Indiana. Indiana connects to the lower mitt right here. Ohio is right here. Detroit is right here.
So you gotta name bigger states.
Oh. Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know all the states. I know, like, right here's Michigan. Texas is right here. Florida's right here. Florida's an 18-hour drive from us speeding, going 70 down the highway. Texas, which I said is over here, Texas is about a 20-hour drive.
So you guys are, like, above Tennessee, next to Tennessee?
We're above Tennessee. Because Tennessee is about right here.
Yeah.
Texas is farther down. You guys are over here compared to us. You're a bit farther out. I used to have the map memorized, so I'm going off my memory. I've been all over the U.S.
The trip out, Northern California had a 6.0 earthquake today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think the biggest one I've been in is like a 5.4 or a 6.3.
I've been in a 5.2.
Well, no, there hasn't been one that big. The last big one we had was the one when I was a little kid, and it was like a 6 point something, and it was a Northridge earthquake. It was here in the valley, and it was felt all over.
The one where I was out in Texas at that point, and it hit us. It was 3 or 4 cities over, and Texas has long drives just like LA does. Like, it takes almost an hour to get to each town.
What are you talking about? It doesn't take an hour. Each town is like right next to each other.
And not in Texas, not all of them. But
Yeah, we're right next to each other. The only towns away from us are the ones out in the boonies.
Texas is practically a giant boonie, to put it nicely.
Okay. I'm like, what are you talking about? We're all next to each other. The only reason it takes so long
It's
to get from
traffic.
Point A to point B is traffic.
Yeah. Well, and half the roads are dead in Texas, just like South Dakota. South and North Dakota. But yeah, we got hit with a 5.2 earthquake while I was in Texas, and almost the entire barn fell down and out back.
Yeah, no, back in the day, they had freeways like that would fall apart. I think a freeway wouldn't fall apart now.
It probably still would, because when the earthquakes hit freeways are made out of concrete. That's their foundation, is concrete. When earthquakes hit, it takes the air out of the concrete, which is the air is what holds it together. When the air comes out, it turns into dust.
But you have to remember, we're Pacific. Most of the earthquakes happen on the coastline.
Yeah.
Some don't, I know some don't, but for the most part, they happen on the coastline. And when they didn't happen in the coastline is when the freeways went down, but again, that was back in the 50s or 60s. I think even in the 70s. No freeways went down when we had the big earthquake in 93.
Yeah.
No earthquake went down then. I was like a kid then. But, no, yeah, I can't imagine a 6.0. What's crazy is that it happened in Northern California near Napa Valley or something like that.
I haven't been to California in years.
Well, Napa Valley's up north. And they always say that if San Francisco ever got an earthquake that was like 6.5 or 7.0 or bigger, and it destroyed their little island, their little water bridge or whatever,
Yeah.
that the water would actually cause a tsunami all the way down to LA.
Yeah, the thing is, whenever Florida gets hit by them major floods and all that, and the major rainstorms and tsunamis, Michigan gets hit by those. Like, the aftermath hits us. Like, I think it was Hurricane Katrina. We had floods for almost a week after that. Like, specifically here in Sturgis, we did.
I mean, we start to feel, but it keeps vibrating. It
Yeah.
keeps going. And just as it passes us, we get the worst of it, but it keeps going until, like, it ends.
Yeah, like I said, we get nailed with the tsunamis and all that hit Florida and California. The aftermath always hits us in Indiana.
Well, it can't be a tsunami because we haven't had a tsunami in, like, decades upon decades.
Florida has had a couple. I know they have.
Not
tsunami. You know what I'm talking about.
You mean a hurricane?
Yes, hurricanes. The hurricanes are horrible. Like, there was I think actually it was Hurricane Katrina that happened in 2019, I think it was. It nailed Ohio. Like, it passed us and hit Ohio. That's how bad it was. Like,
you can't blame us for that either.
Yeah.
Our waters are too warm to have a hurricane. I think we did have a hurricane about 3 years ago, but it wasn't as bad as they said it was. They mostly hit San Diego. They got the worst of it.
Yeah. I'm talking about the ones from Florida mainly, though. The ones from Florida are the ones that nail us. Because we're, like, right here's the glove, right here's where Florida is. It's right underneath us. And California's over here. So it'd have to be coming from over here and nail us sideways. Because I'm right here. Like, I'm just about right there on the bottom of the glove. Personally.
It's impossible for us to get hurricanes to our warm water.
Yeah. You'd have to be nailed by Florida to be able to get a good hurricane.
I don't know. The last one we had was like 3-4 years ago. San Diego got the worst. We just got rain and humidity.
Yeah.
But prior to that, we hadn't had a hurricane like in 60 years in California.
Yeah. Like, and my only worry about moving to Texas, my only worry about moving to Texas is the fact that Texas gets sandstorms that are really bad.
And depending on where you stay, you also get hurricanes.
Yeah. And that's my main worry. I don't want to get hit by one of those.
It doesn't matter where you go, dude.
Well, the worst thing that Sturgis has gotten hit by, and this same for an hour's out drive from where I live, which is like 6 different towns. The most we got hit by was a tier 2 tornado, or an F2. Only enough to pull a couple crops in a barn out the ground. That's about it. And the barn didn't even go farther than 10 feet away.
Then you really don't want to come to California. We're called the Wild West for a reason. Our weather is so wonky and so everywhere. We get everything. We get tornadoes, rarely hurricanes, we get earthquakes, we get wildfires.
The main thing that we gotta worry about in Michigan is our winters. Michigan winters are the worst out of almost every state because we're surrounded by water completely. Like,
I don't know if I would rather have a cold winter or an earthquake.
It's not a cold winter. No, like, we get hell freezes. That's how bad it is. Like, hell, 2019 to be specific, we had over 6 foot of snow and it didn't go away for almost 3 weeks. Like, it continuously snowed. Non-stop.
I mean, that's not bad. Like, Big Bear broke a record and had like 200 feet of snow.
Yeah, it is bad because it knocked out power lines. So people for over 30 miles didn't have power for those 3 weeks. 4 different people died on one block just trying to leave their house because of how cold it was. It was negative 15 degrees without wind chill.
You sound like La Cañada. You live in the worst part of the city or the worst state.
No,
whatever.
it ain't just my part of the state. It was the entire state that got hit by this in 2019.
Like Kenyatta, everything happens. Power's gone for a week. It happened in La Kenyatta. Like landslides that like bury like homes and cars and people died happened in La Kenyatta. Wildfires that left us without power again. La Kenyatta.
Yeah.
Laugh at them. No, it's like it's a horrible fucking situation to be in and it's stressful. But that's your state reminds me of the city of La Kenyatta. Like if something ain't go wrong, it's gonna happen there.
Oh yeah, it's very much like that here in Michigan. It's horrible. I want to leave Michigan so badly, but it's the only state I've ever really known as home other than Indiana, and Indiana is just as bad.
I've only known California as my home, but if I had the finances and a job in another state, I wouldn't really care where it was.
Yes, you would actually.
I would avoid Central like America.
Cotton, one thing I will say is if you ever move states, do research on the state before you move to it, please.
Of course, no, you're not just gonna pick up and pick a place on the map and be like, that's where I want to go.
The reason I say that is because a lot of the states here in the U.S. are very hard on against women's rights. Like they won't let you get an abortion if you want. They won't let you work, and then you also get paid under minimum wage as a woman, which is horrible.
So you're telling me that it's not everywhere. So
It's quite a few of the states, and it's mainly the blue states that do that, believe it or not.
No, like, it happens. First of all, I don't plan on having an abortion, so that's not an issue.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
It's everywhere, all over the country. It happens here, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's, it's something we've been dealing with our whole lives.
Well, I'm just saying that because I worry about you, specifically.
I think women get treated shit everywhere. The only difference right now is that some women have it worse because they can't have an abortion, and some women have it better because they can.
Like Tennessee. You don't want to move to Tennessee.
I mean, why would I even want to go to Tennessee? That town, there's like nothing to do in that state.
The reason I say you don't want to go to Tennessee is because Tennessee is known for not allowing abortions and then underpaying women for jobs.
Again, nothing new.
Yeah. The only reason I'd want to go to Tennessee is because it's the music state.
Country music state.
No, they're known for rock and country, not just country. Yeah, they started out as a rock state, and then they went from rock to country. Rock and country are technically the same genre, just country is a softer version of it.
I like to disagree on that.
Look at all the instruments they use.
It's not just about the instruments, it's about the sound of the instruments.
Yes. But I'm being serious, like, back in the 80s, it was classified as a rock genre, country was.
But back in the 80s and 60s, all people really listened to was, like, rock. Like, not until the 80s did disco come in play and introduce something, a different sound.
I love the blues, personally. But I'll be back in a moment. I have to use the bathroom again.
Okay. Now mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese.
amount of butter and milk into it.
Yes, people fuck the butter and milk up. They like that part, like you fuck that part up, you fuck it off.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can eat the Velveeta mac and cheese. I'm just like, it just doesn't taste right.
Velveeta tastes nasty.
Why are you putting ketchup on your mac and cheese?
Would you rather me put barbecue sauce?
I'd rather have you just eat it normal.
I used to, but I need the extra taste in it because it started tasting bland to me after a while. Like, no.
That's so weird. You just ruined it.
I'm gonna ruin you. Keep it off.
Ruin that mac and cheese. That's ugh.
I used to know people that would put fish and hot dogs in it.
I put hot dogs in it, but I have to grill it first, then cut it into small pieces, and then mix it in.
That's how I am.
You know what's better than hot dogs? Actual, like, sausage. Like, not like breakfast sausage, but like, you know, the other kind of
Like
sausage.
bratwurst.
Hmm?
Like bratwurst.
I don't know what the bread is, like Italian sausage.
That's bratwurst.
Okay, then yeah, so like that it's very juicy, but some of it is very, very salty, so you have to pick the right one, otherwise it just tastes really salty.
The only way I could put bratwurst in my mac and cheese if it was soaked in beer for an hour and then grilled.
No, I like the other one. What is it called? Johnsonville and Haleshire Farm, I think?
Yeah, those are bratwursts.
Oh, okay. But it has to be the right one, the right flavor, because some of the flavors are too salty and it just fucks up with the mac and cheese.
The ones that I get for those brands are the jalapeno ones. And then
Oh my god.
And then I take I make a not styrofoam aluminum pan, like a rectangular aluminum pan, to sit on top of a grill. I pour 3 cans of beer into it and I boil the brats with the beer, and then I put them onto the grill itself. It's really good.
I've never tried that.
What?
I've never tried that.
It's
I
really
just
good.
barely tried the Johnsonville. Yes, it was Johnsonville for sure. Johnsonville breakfast sausages, and I think I got the honey something.
I can't eat the honey stuff. I don't know why.
Oh, dude, it was so delicious. It made the house smell so good. And that was the last thing I cooked for him, actually. Because I think within that week or that weekend, that following week, he ended up in the hospital. So that was the last thing I actually got to cook for him was, like, eggs with, like, Johnsonville breakfast, and he loved it. The problem was he couldn't really eat anymore because of the stomach pain, but, like, nothing was clicking that something was wrong. But, yeah, that's the last thing I made, and, like, yeah, I saw those in the fridge. I threw them in the trash. I'm like, fuck you. I'm never going to eat you again.
Yeah.
Very dramatic.
What exactly are you good at cooking by chance? Like, is there anything specific?
That I'm good at?
Yeah. Like your specialty.
I don't think I have a specialty. I mean, I'm pretty much down to cook like anything and everything. I know how to season well.
Oh, so you're like me on that.
They over-season or under-season.
So you're like me on that. You're a jack of all trades when it comes to cooking.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy, and if I don't know how to do it, I'll just look up a recipe, and I'll keep looking for one that looks good.
Exactly.
And you just cook it. You blend it together. And I don't know how people can't follow a recipe and then doesn't come out right. You know what? Because they didn't cook it with love. They just followed the instructions like little minions and robots. Yeah. You're supposed to put love into the cooking.
And that's how I learned how to cook steak. I tested it by myself. I didn't look it up. I worked on it by myself to figure out the right recipe.
You can't recipe like step by step because you have to do what works best for you.
Yep. I can make a killer steak.
I replace seasonings. I don't know how to cook steak because when I don't like it, and when we would cook steak, it was that one flat meat, like for ranchera.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm Mexican, and we like carne asada.
I've eaten a lot of different Mexican-type dishes. I actually like Mexican cuisine.
It's fucking delicious. Like, what's not to like?
I'm trying to remember what that one thing is. They used to have a day back when I was in elementary school and middle school, or not trying to sound racist, the Mexican families. They had a day specifically to where they brought in all kinds of different foods for everyone to try. Way back then. You gotta think, this is 10, 13 years ago.
Homie, I don't know. What did they bring in?
The one that I liked specifically, it was like a corn husk wrap type thing.
A what?
It was like a corn husk wrapped type thing. It was like a burrito, but made with like a corn wrap type thing. I don't know what it's called.
A corn wrap? Do you just mean like a tortilla?
No, well, it was sort of like a tortilla, but they used actual corn husk for it. Like, they grilled the corn husk itself.
Oh, you need to tell me what it's called, but I mean, like, that's how, like, some
And
of us actually
it might have been an
make our
enchilada
own
or something, I
tortillas.
don't know. My memory ain't the greatest. Like I said, it was 10 to 13 years ago, so of course I'm not going to remember it 100%.
I mean, I know how to make my own tortillas, and I know how to make my own masa for tamales.
I think that's what it was a tamale. Yeah, I think that's what it was a tamale, but they used corn husks for it.
Well, it's wrapped in the corn thing.
Yeah. I just know it was really good.
Well, tamales are wrapped in the corn thing, but we use they're just wrapped in them so they boil and they don't stick. And it really depends, honestly. Like, there's so many different types of tamales. I tasted a lot of shitty ones.
I have too.
I only like 3 different types. There's this, like, up the street. She makes them really good. Then there's this bakery that also sells them, and they make them really good. And then my mom's. Aside from those 3, I'm very iffy about buying tamales, because honestly, a lot of people just make them, like, taste like shit. And I got a lot of white people being like, oh, this is so good, this is so good. I'm like, oh, me, if you think this is good, you have not had a good tamale yet.
Yeah. My mom's neighbor they're Mexicans. They have a goat farm. They stole out of the land from my stepdad, and he had to fight them tooth and nail through legally to get his land back. Oh, it was horrible. But his granddaughter, who is actually my age, she's a little bit younger. She's like 3 months younger than me. She used to make tamales for me, like once a week, way back then, and I'd make my desserts, because my specialty is in desserts. I'm a baker. I love baking.
I love desserts, but no matter how much I try, they just don't come out right, so I just gotta buy them.
Yeah. I'm great at making cakes, specifically. I was told if I was to try becoming a cake baker, I'd make it big.
Like, from scratch?
Yeah, from scratch.
No, I don't know how to cook anything.
Actually,
Like, bake.
My cousin that got married a couple years back, I'm the one that made her wedding cake.
No way.
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
Yeah. I wasn't able to do the hard candy sculpting for like the maid and the groom. So I had to go out and buy one of those. It costed like $20. Fucking expensive. But everyone loved the cake.
There is a spider on my ceiling, and I'm debating on whether to get on the bed and kill it or just let it roam around.
Yeah. But I remember a couple different people asked who made the cake, and my cousin looked at me and pointed at me and said, "That little bastard did." Thing is, she's only 4 years older than me.
But that's awesome that a lot of, like, women, like, want the best of the best, like bridezillas and shit.
Yeah. My cousin is a very humble lady.
Fuck, it's getting closer to the edge, so maybe it's gonna come down the wall, and then I can kill it. I'm listening, I'm just looking at the spider to make sure it doesn't fall on me.
You're fine. Yeah, I love baking. I used to bake bread all the time, too. I was really good at that.
Fresh bread is amazing. I love going to the Mexican stores where they make the fresh, like, bread for, like, tortas. You know, the bolillo. You know what that is?
I think so, yeah. It sounds familiar.
They come out fresh. Oh my god, that is so soft and so delicious.
You know those, you know those buns that they sell in Japan? Like melon bread buns, carrot bread buns, and all them?
I've never tried them, but I know which ones you're talking about.
I used to make the big loaves of those. I got very good at it.
Something about melon bun that just doesn't,
I don't like
I like
watermelon.
melon fruit, but I don't like melon tasting anything aside from the actual melon fruit.
I don't like watermelon in general.
I like watermelon. Melon is different. Melon is cantaloupe and honeydew.
I like honeydew. That I do like.
I mean, I like them as a fruit, but I wouldn't want them as a flavor for anything.
I love cantaloupe.
Oh, there it is.
I love cantaloupes. They're so good.
They are. As long as it keeps moving the way it's going, I won't have to kill it.
Yeah. Look, I used to make all kinds of bread like that. I made potato bread, carrot bread, watermelon bread, all kinds of different things. Oh, and it was so good. What?
I don't have the patience or the skills for baking. Right now, it's not a why didn't you come back the other way?
Well, maybe if we ever meet up in real life, I could help you with baking at some point. That's one of my favorite things to do. I love baking.
You'd have to keep me entertained because I have a short attention span, especially when it comes to doing stuff like baking.
Okay, so baking while naked. Now,
No, making mochi balls. Oh my gosh. I see how people make mochi balls, like those ones.
yeah, I've seen that, and I'm like, ooh. It sounds good. And it looks good. Like, I wouldn't mind making a YouTube video on trying to do that.
You get a lot of views for that one for sure.
Like, I thought about creating a YouTube channel specifically for baking. I just can't afford it right now.
No, don't do one specifically for baking. Just do like random stuff on your own. Like,
Oh, like on my vlogging channel?
or something. You don't need 1,000 like YouTube channels. That's stupid.
I have 5.
Don't listen to Micro. You don't need so many. Why did you stop right over me? Keep walking.
No,
No. And I'll be kill you.
I'm done talking to Mike. That's how bad it's got.
Like, get done playing and talking to him, like, for good. I mean, it was
Pretty
really,
much.
really shitty to say what he said about your grandma. It was really shitty. I'm not gonna lie. But I wouldn't drop a friend over that. I would be upset with
No,
him. I
the
would
part
talk to
that
him,
made me
try to
mad
work
is
it
he
out.
made her cry.
She heard it?
Yes.
Oh my god.
That's why I was so pissed.
Were you on speaker or something?
Yeah, like I said, my PlayStation camera is my microphone. I don't wear a headset when I'm on my PlayStation.
And he knows that.
Yes.
And he knows she was home.
Yep. She never leaves. Neither do I. Unless we have to go somewhere.
Oh my god, I'm here bored.
Now you see why I'm so upset about it?
Yeah, that's fucked up. I can't believe she heard that. That would make me cry too if somebody said that about me.
Yeah, especially since my grandma's helped him out so much and all that.
Yeah, more feelings are involved. Like, I gave this kid this and that out of the goodness of my heart. And he's calling me this and that.
Yeah, so tomorrow, after my grandma gets her blood work and everything done, she's going to take me over there. I'm going to get my shit from his house, and I'm just going to stop talking to him.
You you guys have known each other since you were kids. Are you sure he wasn't drunk or high?
His mom would kill him if he did any of that.
So why doesn't he work?
He's autistic. And it's bad enough to where he can't legally work.
Oh. And that kind of it doesn't excuse it. So don't get upset. It doesn't excuse it. But it kind of explains it.
Just, no. I'm autistic too. And so is my buddy Samuel. But me and Samuel have never acted like that.
But you know there's different, like, levels of it. My older
No.
brother's, like, a high-functioning autistic. And
that's what Sam and Mike both are. They're high-functioning autistics. I'm medium-functioning. I can function like a normal human being.
But Micah is a high-functioning.
And so is Samuel. But Samuel's never acted like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Micah can't be high-functioning. Otherwise he wouldn't be, like, disabled and not be able to work.
I think all of it's just a mental illness that he thought up in his head, personally. I won't lie to you. Because like I said, I'm autistic, and so is my buddy Samuel. I've seen the legal documentations about Samuel. And all that. And they've seen the legal documentations about me on it. And me and him both are severely autistic. I've never seen the paperwork for Michael, and he just acts like a fucking asshole. I don't believe he's autistic, to be completely honest.
That's fucked up. That's something serious to say about somebody.
Yeah, I know. But you gotta think, I've been around autistic people all my life. So I know what an autistic person acts like. And that's coming from someone that is one. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, Jelly Bean, and I'm a little upset because as soon as I got on the fucking mattress, that fucker just... Oh, there you are.
The spider attacked you?
You're a... How the fuck did a red ant get in here? Wait a minute.
But...
I killed it.
Oh, congratulations.
It's been bothering me.
I need to grab my... But when I go over there, I need to grab my Lego sets, my VHS tapes, my insulin, and then my movie rack.
Dude. I can't believe that friendship is over. What about the group you're in? You kicking him out?
I'm just gonna let that die out for his part, and because he doesn't upload videos like I do, or any of that, so I'm just gonna kick him from it, personally. Like, I told him, like, if you want to earn my trust back, it's gonna take a long fucking time, because you said you were gonna stop multiple times doing shit like that. He didn't stop, and I told him, you've broke my trust completely. Like, you've lost all my respect, everything. Like, I'm done.
So he kept saying it over and over and over?
Yeah, I told him to quit 4 fucking times, and then I said, dude, if you don't fucking quit, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, because I'm done. Like, it got to that point.
Did you just want to quit about politics, or did you specifically tell him to quit talking about your grandma?
Both. But I was getting violent about the grandma thing. I was getting violent about the grandma thing, because I don't give a fuck about the politics. It's my family I care about.
How many times did he bring up your grandma? Was it just that one time?
4 times. In that conversation alone.
Your grandma was 4 times.
Yeah, in that conversation alone.
Oh, Micah.
You don't do that to a...
You're older than you?
He's only like 3 or 4 years older than me.
You don't do that about any family members of your friends. You don't do that. And then if a family member did do something we're not cool with, you just stay away from that family member, or if they did something that offended you or something that you felt harassing, you go to your friend about it and then discuss it with them. prior to it.
Like, my buddy Sam, the one that's severely autistic like I am, his uncle was talking a bunch of shit about me because he didn't believe in my beliefs. So I just blocked him. And then I told his mom exactly why. Because his uncle asked Sam's mom why I blocked him. And I told her why. And she understood it. Like, that's the reasonable thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but from what you're telling me,
Miker doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care about anyone but himself. Really. Like, I've done so much to help them, and yet he still does that to me and my grandma. It's not alright. You're cutting out like crazy. What'd you just say?
I said if he did that to you, that's one thing.
Yeah.
You guys could find a way to somehow work it out.
Like,
but
if he did it to me, I wouldn't care.
Family member, but your grandmother.
The woman that's taken care of me for the last 3.5, 4 years.
Oh. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that clicking noise.
I was opening a Shasta soda.
Nice.
Caffeine free, because I need to sleep tonight.
I'm sorry for keeping you up.
No, it wasn't you. Even after I got off, I couldn't sleep until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
I told you to
And then I was
call
rushing
me.
to get to work. I didn't miss the train. I was about to miss the train, so I didn't even try and make it to the train. I just had Uber drop me off at work instead of the station, because then I'm like, if I get to the station, train, then I'm going to have to get another Uber to take me to work, and that's going to be an extra $10 added to what it work. So I was like, fuck. Luckily, I have a specific card where money goes I think it's like 15% of my check goes into it, and that's specifically for Ubers. Like whenever I need to do something or get somewhere.
Yeah.
But I don't like using them if I'm not going because my dad, since my roommate passed away, my dad's been taking me to work, and I think that's.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind taking an Uber to work. It doesn't bother taking an Uber to the station. I mean, I've been doing it since I haven't had a car. But I think that's his way of trying to help, so I don't want to take that from him.
Yeah.
So all I had to worry about was, getting an Uber to come home. It's, not a big deal, not a problem. Again, I've been doing it for, 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
I don't like getting Ubers going to work, and I don't like getting Ubers coming home. I don't care if it's pouring outside. I have my umbrella. I go outside, a minute before, because I have to take one bus that's, 3 stops away from the train station. So I'll go out, 1 minute before the bus gets there, and then the bus drops me off at the train station, and then the train station drops me off here. And then I'll get an Uber to come home. I don't give a fuck if it's pouring and raining.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay fucking $35 to go one way. To me, that's a waste of fucking money. That's
exactly.
That used to fill my tank for a week.
Yeah.
I don't know why I brought that up. What was I talking about? Yeah, so I had to get an Uber to go to work today. I only do it in extreme circumstances like today. So I still got to work on time, maybe 5 minutes late. But yeah, I couldn't sleep. It wasn't the game. Since he landed in the hospital, I couldn't sleep. And then when he passed away, it was harder to sleep. And then there's days where all I do is all I want to do is sleep, and I can't even nap. Before I used to nap all the time, and now I can't even nap. So sleep's really fuck.
But the thing that hurt Grandma the most is this is the second time something like this has happened.
Huh?
The thing that hurt my grandma the most is this is the second time something like this has happened. With my Uncle Leonard.
With Miker?
No. My Uncle Leonard, when he was around my age, he had a friend named Gomer. He pulled the same shit that Miker's pulling.
Gomer? What kind of name is that?
I don't know. And Grandma said she had the same shit happen back then with my Uncle Leonard. And I look a lot like my Uncle Leonard, except I can grow a beard.
Oh.
Like, right, that's my Uncle Leonard with my younger cousin.
I can't see anything. Your video's off.
No, it's not. It's on.
No, it's not.
Now it's off. Now it's back on again.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I promise you it is.
No, it says that your Wi-Fi bar is only one bar and it's not showing anything.
Huh. Let me disconnect and reconnect.
Okay, now it's off.
Do what? Sorry.
No, it's fine. I said now it's on, but then you disconnected. That's your Uncle Leonard?
Yeah, he died when I was 2 and my cousin was 3. And he was 4.
So the guy holding the baby is your Uncle Leonard?
Yeah.
I can't see anything anymore. That's why I'm asking. I saw it for like a brief second.
Oh, sorry. But yeah. I used to look like him severely way back when.
Can I see the picture?
Are you able to see my face currently?
Yes.
Are you able to see that picture?
Okay. Thank you. I saw it.
Yeah. Actually, that's my cousin Samantha. That was about a year before he died. Right there. Yeah. Yeah, like I told Grandma, I'm just done with people like Micah and all that.
How close are you and Sam?
Sam is like a brother to me.
Just like Micah was.
No, Sam was closer. I've known Sam longer than Mike. Me and Sam have known each other since we were about 2 years old, give or take.
So, your families were friends and that's how you met Micah?
No. No, mine and Sam's family were friends. My aunt used to go out with Sam's dad.
But you used to know Micah since he was a kid.
Yeah, he was 9. I was 6.
Yeah, that's being kids.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
But how did you get...
I met him when I was with my dad out in Indiana, originally.
Oh. So then he moved to Michigan?
Yeah, Mike moved to Michigan. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
They used to live in Dearborn, Indiana.
That's going to be really awkward tomorrow.
Oh, I'm going to be going there around 4 or 5 p.m. because his mom said to wait to come until later in the day.
Does his mom know what happened?
I don't know. But I'm going to tell her she needs to teach him more fucking respect because Grandma, like I said, Grandma fucking cried.
Yeah, but say it nicely.
I'm not going to say it nicely because I've talked to his mom about this in the past because he's extremely disrespectful and it's really upsetting. Like, I was raised, if you're disrespectful, you're going to get your mouth punched in. That's how I was raised. Like, if you want to give disrespect, that's all you're going to get back. And then when he gets disrespectful with me, I get disrespectful back and he starts whining and crying like a little baby. Like,
yeah, he does sound younger.
Like, if you're going to dish it, you better expect to get it served.
He does sound younger than you.
What?
He does sound younger than you.
Yeah, but he's very much older.
Yeah, no, I would have never guessed if you wouldn't have told me. That one day you were acting more like a baby than he was, but overall, like the other times he's been online, he's the one that he sounds like he acts like a child.
Yeah, it's because his mom doesn't discipline him. And I told her, you need to discipline him. Otherwise, he's not going to grow the fuck up like he needs to. Then again, I had to grow up at an extremely young age myself because I was thrown out when I was 8, and then I was thrown out again at 10, and then I was thrown out again at 12. You know what I mean?
That's fucking crazy.
And
I can't ever imagine my parents doing that to me.
And it's really upsetting that he is 4 years older than me, practically, and he acts like he's 10 years younger than me. He thinks it's all fun and games and all that. It's not. One of these days, he's going to run his mouth and he's going to get his teeth knocked down his throat, or what's left of them. And
Oh, you don't leave.
no, I'm being serious. He has like just quarters and pieces of his teeth left because he broke them because he couldn't afford to go to the dentist.
I know, but don't be mean. Don't talk about his teeth.
No, that's what I straight up told him. Like, those were word for word what I said to him. He was being disrespectful to me. How do you expect me to be respectful back? Like I said, if you're gonna dish it, you better expect to get it served. Which is fair, is it not?
It is. It is. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
I just can't believe it. It's like...
He got so upset with me saying that to him, because I said, dude, you better fucking quit, because this is your last fucking chance before I do beat the living shit out of you. He left the PlayStation call. And you can't blame me for being pissed off.
So maybe all his mom knows is that you threatened him. And maybe that's why she wants you to be there in the afternoon when she's around.
Oh, no, she's around all the time. She don't leave the house. She only leaves about once a week to go get medicine.
Does anybody work?
Sam's mom works from home, so that's why they don't leave. And I technically work from home because I do my YouTube stuff at home. But I plan on leaving the house to work if I get that job at the mechanic shop.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Miter.
He refuses to work. Even though he could. His exact words is, I'm afraid my SSI is going to get fucked up. He shouldn't even be on SSI.
You know what? No, he shouldn't, and that fucking pisses me off because my roommate should have been an SSI, and they kept fucking denying him.
Yeah.
How can you deny someone with so much pain, someone that's so cognitively gone, and he keeps reading?
I should have been on SSI for the first year and a half that I was diagnosed as a diabetic because of how bad it was. But I got refused 4 different times.
No, that pisses me off. Like, he tried, and he would get denied, and I'm like, he has incredibly strong evidence of why he needs to be approved. So why are you denying him but approving somebody with back pain? That to me is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And like my grandpa, like me and my grandma was actually talking about this yesterday because it's 2 a.m. for me right now. We were talking about this yesterday. He said my grandpa he worked all these jobs and all that, and the government was only giving him $1,400 a month when he should have been getting closer to $3,400 a month. Because of being disabled and all that.
It's because the government's fucking broke and they only give it to people who keep fighting and keep fighting. And even though he kept fighting, unfortunately his time came before the government gave in. And it sucks. I feel like maybe the government does that to people. Like, we won't give them money, eventually something's gonna happen. Assholes.
Yeah.
Not that the money would have changed what happened, to happen. God had his plan. But that's not my point. My point is they're assholes.
Yeah. Mike just texted me 5 minutes ago, are you still mad at me? I said, what do you think? He said, no, question mark. I said, I'm livid. I don't get livid.
I think Micah should apologize to your grandma and not mention her ever again.
Oh, he's apologized to me, but not Grandma. I said,
You look shocked.
I'm not shocked. I told him, dude, sorry's just not cutting it anymore. I'm done. Like, I'm fucking done. And you can't blame me.
Does he have any other friends?
He won't after I tell Sam about this, because Sam sees my grandma as a grandma also. Like, me and Sam's lives have been intertwined so much that we are literally like brothers at this point. If you get what I'm saying.
You always say, like, if you get what I'm saying at the most, like, weirdest moment.
I'm sorry. I'm super upset right now, so I'm going through a bit of a mental breakdown.
Don't have a mental breakdown over this, dude.
Well, how would you feel if a friend that didn't act like this until about a year and a half ago started acting like this?
I'd wonder
I
why he was acting like that.
I've tried to figure it out. I really have. That's why I'm on my very last fucking nerve about it. Because I've done my best to ignore it. I've done my best to help him figure out what's going on. And nothing's working. I told him, you need to go to fucking therapy at this point, because I'm just done. But no, last time Mike talked like that about my grandma, me and Sam were both at his house. And Sam was livid. Sam is like me. He don't get mad super easily. Me and him both have that in common. Like, we have worked, like, me and him both have severe ADHD also, and anger management issues. But me and him work together on getting our anger management to be settled out. And when Sam heard him talk shit about my grandma, Sam tried to swing at him. That's how bad it was. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm trying not to say that. If you get what I'm saying. I'm gonna need to disconnect and reconnect to get my speaker back on speakerphone so I can hear you better. Give me a second. Okay, I am back. Let's see if it'll let me. Okay, yep, it's on speakerphone now. Let's go. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. But yeah. 'Cause, like I said, Sam sees all my family as his family too.
So the only two friends that he had were you and Sam.
Yeah, pretty much, because everyone else left him behind because of how he acts. He's the type of person that just takes, and doesn't help, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Were you there?
What?
Oh, I was asking if you were still there.
Yeah. Like when I needed Mike there for me, the one time I truly needed him, he said, no, you can't come over for a day or two because we are busy. You know what they were busy with? Just watching TV.
At the front door.
Yeah. I told Michael, don't ever ask me for help again like that if you're going to treat me like that. Because I've only ever asked you help for once or twice in, the last 10 years? And this is how you treat me? That ain't right. And that was at the point in time I was having housing problems because I was being threatened of being kicked out and everything.
He doesn't sound...
He's not a good guy, to put it nicely. Not anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he doesn't sound like a very good friend.
He's really not. He used to be a decent friend 4 or 5 years ago. I don't know what changed. I think it may have been the meds that they put him on or something. You know what I mean? Because meds do change your mood.
Yeah.
I just ranked up again.
You're still playing.
Oh, I just have it sitting idly. But I'll be back in a second. I have to use the bathroom again. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
But I'm about ready to leave the state for like a week or two and just try getting my head out of all this shit.
Where are you gonna go?
Probably PA if I do go anywheres. Pennsylvania.
No, I know who you mean.
I have a cousin that lives out there. My cousin Brianna. And she said, we'd love to have you come stay for a week or two and just babysit Ella. So me and Ryan can go out on date nights. I said, I'd love to do that, but I don't have a ride out there. Ella is her daughter. She's, what, I think 2 now? Yeah. I called Brianna back earlier, and she said, I didn't even realize, but Ella answered the phone before I could even check to see who it was.
That's cute.
Yeah, Ella loves me. I've never got to meet her in person. She's only ever seen me on call, but she absolutely loves me for some reason.
You have a way with kids.
What?
You have a way with kids.
Yeah. And after me being accused of doing all that shit, like, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be with her. I'm just kidding.
Very funny. My cousin knows what happened, and she knows I wouldn't do that. The thing is, she trusts me with her daughter more than she trusts her own brother, who is a year older than me.
Ooh, that says a lot.
Yeah. And the thing is, I live 3 states over. He lives a state away.
It doesn't matter how far he lives. Just the fact that it's her own brother says a lot.
Her brother, while she was pregnant, tried kicking her in the stomach while she was pregnant with Ella.
Wow.
Ryan tried to kill him. Would have held him down for Ryan. I'm sure you probably agree with me on that statement, don't you?
He shouldn't have tried to kill him. No.